let's call to order this community engagement commission meeting for Wednesday, April 19th, 2023, 6 o'clock. We'll do a roll call. Robin Beckdahl. Not here.
Out with the family.
And make a motion to excuse Robin.
Second. You're no.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I'll do it at the end, but I
Do
love
it.
that. Me too.
Going too fast.
Bill Lauren. Jennifer Pasaka.
Family member too.
Smarnero, that's me, I'm here. Cynthia Godness. Godinez, because I asked. Here, Godinez, sorry. Darren Asmus.
Here.
Mark Salah. All right, make a motion to, excuse them.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to excuse Jennifer.
Your excuse. Okay. You want to put this on? Okay, approvals for the minutes for the March 15th meeting and the March 8th workshop draft minutes. Any changes and
Oh, I see. I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the March
March 15th.
15th meeting. That's the only thing we have to do. This workshop was approved.
Yep.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Yes, we actually have one. It's from me. This is the only way to get it on the agenda tonight. This, Robin clued me in on this during her phone call to me this morning. I did not realize CEC, since we last met, turned 1 year old. First meeting was March 30th, 2022. I think we're all three of you there for that first one.
Yeah.
And I think Robin has been to every meeting of the CEC except tonight. And
Your perfect attendance went bye-bye.
She made it a year.
because Robin,
March 30th.
because Robin told me that today's the first birthday, and because we're just we have cupcakes in the colors of the city logo.
Wow.
Spectacular.
Oh my
Happy
God.
birthday to you. Wow.
With whatever's left over, I may take a picture at the end of the meeting of everybody like holding up the number. We can put it on Facebook.
We have our public comments. Do we have any public? Oh. Was listening on radio, we just dropped a cupcake. I will. I mean, this seems like a bad time. Here dropped one. I can only imagine what I'll do. Discussions. Mailer card proposal.
Got anything to add to what we faced with this, except we just gotta wait to money, figure out what we wanna do. And you know, right now, it's pretty much stable. Sign.
I know Robin was big on design in the meantime, but she's not here. We want to proceed with design in the meantime. She's not, so
I agree,
we can-
I agree. I think we ought to table this until the next meeting, and Robin's here.
and wait for Bill to pull up whatever.
Well, so what I was looking for were the notes from the city council.
So there's something happening, right, for your last little.
That is, yeah. I wish updates weren't put in here. They should have been.
Sure.
Do you want to just wait until the end? to
Yeah,
cover that?
regarding some Zen City survey stuff.
No, so, because I was gonna ask you. Just table that.
my comments really specifically pertain to the word part itself, related issues to GBC.
So, yeah, let's just get it in the city hall. Is everybody okay with that?
I think we need an official vote, okay. Alternative local name for density, just quickly, do we have any letters or updates that we need to know about?
Just one little thing, when we first talked about this the last meeting or two, I thought I heard some information, well, we heard conflicting information from residents. We thought we were able to, change the URLs to something that didn't have Zen City in it. Turns out that's not the case, and actually, currently it's gonna be, it's not Zen City, it's, the overall company purchased by Zen City. But we can still come up with phrases, you folks can come up with phrases that we could use to identify the opening welcome. Instead of saying, welcome to Zen City, which, at least to me, that's not gonna connect with you. This, we're to the same thing, or something, going to the yoga classes. But I think there are other headlines out there, other ways to identify what this thing is, like Liberty Lake Communication Portal. I mean,
That's a start.
Do we have any reason that we couldn't use community engagement? That was gonna be my thing that I bring to the table today.
I actually have something similar to that, but I didn't want to influence anybody's.
What was that?
But just if we could use community engagement somehow,
Oh,
and bringing some authority to us and some, pretty clear what it is.
What's your idea, David?
Okay, well, since you asked, it's very close to the name of this group, Community Engagement Connection.
I was gonna go community connection or community engagement, so I like where you're going with that.
I like connecting is good.
I do, I like it too. I make the motion that we adopt the communication. Yeah, but Branson's got a soccer game at 6:30, so that would be awesome to me.
I think what you mean is community engagement connection, I think is what you were going.
Community engagement connection.
Or Liberty Lake Connect.
Nah, Liberty Day Connected, that sounds like a snowplow.
What do you got, Bill?
Well,
And I have another suggestion.
I'm just secondly embarrassed tonight, but I did create a note on my phone.
Love it.
And I was cool.
Let's hear it.
So I said, I had things like, I thought I peaked. Better together. Or better with you. And then I got sucked into like things like, keep your laugh.
So we have a better together, that is an existing Liberty Lake.
That's Liberty Lake
Okay.
together.
I just, right,
just
having done that, I just wanted to say, I actually like this.
I like this one. Too. I like it.
There was an early suggestion at a city council meeting maybe 3 months ago. Liberty Lake listens, and like the alliteration.
I feel like
I'm just letting you know that that's what it's.
I would want to put community engagement in there specifically so that we can go out in the community and have some veracity. And that's,
And I think that one sounds like.
yeah, like voice.
It did come from a city council.
Brother.
And yeah, so I mean, I don't know if we can straight up just community engagement and then we need a word like connection, or if we can just community engagement / Zen City or whatever that is. I don't know if we, where anyone.
I don't think we need to say Zen City, do we?
Well,
Because you're
see,
talking
yeah, what I
about
was
like-
looking for was something to, when people first see what this thing is, farmer's market or in their home, there's this welcoming, opening, big lettered words. They see that instead of saying, welcome to Zen City.
Yeah.
Well, we're not Zen City, we're Liberty Lake.
Like community engagement. Well, does that sound like a weekend thing, and how do you feel about Robin caring about this? So, let's,
He didn't bring nutcase.
Yeah.
David did. He's buying us a
well, here's the thing, Robin, when you play this back. If you're not live, to me right now.
We all love
Um, Yeah, we love you dearly, and we, I think that just for the purpose of having something that isn't Zen City, so people know what's happening, great. If it comes to a place where we get to have a URL or do something else, then pitch away at something else. But for now, this sounds like a changeable thing if needed, but it helps us get started. So, everyone in favor of, the Liberty Lake Community Engagement Connection. Thank you. All opposed?
So you can say it's been endorsed.
Yeah. Love that.
I actually already have it on page one of the survey that we're developing.
He was looking into the.
Big money.
future.
Well,
Big
I
money.
mean, you can get an URL reader to just sure to solve that stuff. Cause nobody's gonna go type in www. Whatever weird thing it is, right? So,
We're gonna go to our government page and
yeah, I mean, but if you can give them a short URL that's catchy, you know.
feels like a QR code here.
Did you see all the QR codes I had at this tournament?
Yes, I did.
So many
We had QR codes at that tournament. I had 4 of them.
Speaking of QR codes, and where the QR codes could be, I think we could move on to, C here, our virtual tokens. Cynthia. And right,
That's good.
thank you.
Plan segue.
Yes. Yeah, anything you wanna?
Well, David had brought to my attention last time we spoke on the phone that there's an issue about the points. We're seeing. So the question was, again, if we just stick with the basics and maybe hold this out, let's basics, it's just but maybe when they want one. To actually have it mean something. All that's. Just sign. We did that same. Good. Please. They redeem.
See, I'm wondering if just right away, we just have a token that has a QR code that goes to the Zen City thing.
That's what I was.
And the fun thing is it's a collector and that's fun and easy. And when the mayor enjoys passing them out, and we want to play with different logos or different images that happen, great, but now we're not getting sticky at all. And it's just a creative way to get people there and engaged. That would be my first pitch, without even thinking about what the next step is, just then suddenly people will be used to it, and then when they're used to it, something can happen. That would be my thought on that.
So, are you saying something like, not be collecting points, but it would be a way to advertise Zen City?
It's a way to get people there.
That's kind of
Yeah.
getting away from the original concept, Cynthia. It could be used, at least in this context.
So in my mind, initially, the very basic one is it's a QR code that goes to the Liberty Lake page, period. That's all it is. So that when somebody asks any question at farmer's market, they say, when's the movie night? When's this? Here's the QR code. It goes right to there. Look at the calendar, right? So it's super simple and it answers a lot of questions we don't know. Where's my permit? What do I do? It goes there. If we want to go the next thing that it's to Zen City specifically, and that it's really about getting people engaged with whatever's the question du jour, that's maybe the next thing. And then so we could have two of them. We could have a basic Liberty Lake one that has a logo. We could have one that has the picture of a dog or, for the dog, whatever it is, I would say the easiest pitch for anybody would probably be going to our Liberty Lake page. And that's our way of engaging with the community, and say from there, you can click on the Zen City thing to follow about those projects, or if we make a decision that it's just for Zen City. I would think that although we spent money and we care about Zen City and it's a big deal and we put a lot of eggs in that basket, our site is more evergreen and has been existing and should exist for a while, so that might be a little safer bet, but this is exciting too, so. Depends how much you want to talk with someone and engage or if you can.
I'll have to check.
How are we going? How, the logistics.
Yeah, printing companies. can sue.
Basically, it's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We can look to see if that's,
Yes.
it could be within existing advertising. That's not gonna be a lot.
Yeah, because, you know, we're talking about this, but it's,
Well, it's not the postage that the
no,
mail
it's not
has,
posted,
so-
it's just the cost of the paper and that type of thing, and just gotta remember, we don't have a budget, but, you know, it's something, is this something we have to run past?
Well, they could be small run too, we could do enough to cover
Sure.
our farmer's market, you know, what I mean, we could do them like that, you know, and we could even.
Yeah.
Figure out how to make them, you know, make some of them and not make too money, and the first one could be with just regular old color card stock, I mean, we could do this pretty easily, something with just some friendly attention, yes.
Pretty sure, right?
Yeah,
You know, I
sure.
don't want us to put all the effort forward and come to find out, one of the city council people or someone here in City Hall says, no, you can't do this.
No, I think we can fight for this, honestly, I think it's pretty.
Okay,
pretty
okay, I
easy.
just
Yeah.
want to, because I
Absolutely.
figured, let's just do it right.
You think you've learned your lesson, is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay, so I guess what, you know,
I just thought that a couple of things. So one, I think one would be a question, assuming Zen City and maybe for David. So Zen City is for just getting projects and things in there still in process, nothing's ready for people to start with this. And would you expect that to still be the case?
Will you-
See how they should have been.
Okay, we're getting to that.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
We're
okay.
seeing a lot of.
spoiler alert, he does mention that there's a little bit of a test run.
So I would say if there's a customer that would be I would almost think seeing what kind of general response, getting distribution, get the initial with that idea of here's a pod, scan the QR code, please. I don't know if you have that.
For a little update, his status update.
That's the board
Fantastic.
discussion.
It's like you read the update and you just asked him questions
Yeah,
about it.
it's great.
Yeah, I love it.
Anyway, so, that's where I would lean though, I would lean towards strategy too. Just because we've got some things to play with, that makes more sense than.
And we have a real count then.
Yeah, and then we can actually really track, you know, the pieces that we want to look at. As we're listening.
And maybe ask the question of, how did you get here? And maybe it's by that,
Yeah,
thing. And-
well, you should be, if you're using a QR code, you should be able to get some site analytics that would, when
Just
you're.
make sure that we do.
Yeah, some site analytics as far as.
Sure. We really need to. See if it's. Get these. Oh, okay. Yes, no?
I'm looking at your questions.
Anything else on the, sometimes if we get to the update later?
I'll just, add on with what Cynthia was alluding to regarding, part of the rewards issue, part of the issue is, we can't use public funds to endorse people shopping at a private business or anything like that, so the idea could be out there to pursue this. That the city would have to be totally out of it, the city could potentially create a coin, that people use it, that people collect coins somehow. But then it would have to be up to another body, entirely another body like Chamber of Commerce, in Spokane Valley, to decide if they want to take points again, this full potential, and we have to run as fast as legal. As the attorney. And to have certain stores who want to participate, to say, yeah, we will provide discounts for 10% off of the purchase or something. Could, underline, could.
So I can get enthusiastic about that. But it does really resonate with me what Summer has been saying about one, keeping it simple fruits. Number two, I'm all for, but if,
Well, wait a second.
Like the rest of the show.
if going to the website is, you know, it should be a redeeming experience in and of itself, an opportunity to engage, to express ideas, whatever. Maybe that's where our focus ought to be, right? Before we, that all sounds really convoluted. And, you know, if you get $10 off your groceries, somehow it cheapens the.
Yeah, and I know we have a lot of skeptics in this town, and people don't love their data being collected. They're not fans of that, so to me, if it's, I mean, just from what we've seen, to me, if we really also emphasize, hey, keep this QR code, these projects are gonna change, you know, and if you pitched a project to us, it might show up there and kind of get people really focused on it, and that place being the place to go. And having the conversation, I mean, to me, that's the magic that, I mean, we all represent City for the most part because we like what it can do and hopefully we can move some stuff forward. So, I don't know, to me, it's an exciting and easy way to get there and it's a solution to a problem, which is we couldn't get people there and we didn't have a thing for them to go to. So to me, it's a solution right now and that's exciting enough because like that calendar, you can see already on the Facebook page, where people are like, when's the yard sale? When's the yard sale? There's been 3 of those already. And that's, I think, we get a lot of those questions and what's happening with this project. And to me, it's just a great solution to have a physical way to get them there.
Any questions, any suggestions, want me to check into?
I mean, I think. First.
QR code to that actual link that we have to get by giving them some sort of whatever, redirect or whatever it is. Get us a QR code. And then do we have any budget that anyone wants to give us for anything? Do we have the printer that we could ask for how many hogs? We just do a little bit of that work and just have some numbers, maybe, for anyone to tell us no and stomp on, even just for fun, or, you know.
On that point, I'll be collecting donations at the end of the week.
I will be playing as payment hogs.
If we can get the plots forward, do we think we can get that printed in that?
I would say, I mean, at least it's some farmers markets.
No, I was just trying to.
If we can,
The idea.
would any group of people come together to do some home version of the project? It's not bad, but it's good. We can do something at least, so I think it's just if we get a QR code and see what a regular version of things would be. In the smallest version, and then also if we have to, we take it into our own hands.
We can enlist some,
Love that.
So the group is thinking for almost round 1, the QR code that takes people to sense.
Correct, yes, sir. If we need an official photo, I think we're.
I think that's easy, and I like that idea. We can't get it. Because we probably need. Yeah,
If we did it by the weekend.
we did not
Each
have a
week,
couple
yeah.
hours.
Yeah, but even if we're like, hey, do we have enough for this weekend, I'll make.
We could. If we were talking about having rich because now we got to start out of them at home. I can imagine that teachers in schools, if we supplied the pods, we wanted on site.
What engagement? Beautiful engagement. Engaging children, you can have collectible ones. I think there's something to what you're saying too, the specialness of something that you're collecting. If it's something that somebody drew or a kid drew, that's kind of cool, you know?
There was a business that did that. Some kids drawing something, I feel like it was years. Someone they had them drawing something that then went out with, it was popular, but it went out. We joke about it kind of, but it's actually, it is a great idea. You know, with people who want to see it.
Sure. So, do we have just, do we want to have a rubber stamp specific city logo? Does that exist? I mean, seems like these were saying something might have ordered.
Yeah.
Couple of pens. Anyway, it'd be fun to find out, or stickers. If we had either of those things, that might be helpful for this. We just put a sticker on it. Stamp.
Might have been a way to do it cheaper. You have to have that on.
Oh, with this sticker? Yeah, you could probably.
Thank you, though.
Yeah.
I like this. Our budget just got a lot. Friendly. Some sticker labels.
And keep in mind, we're gonna ask for a lot on the fall.
Okay. Thank you, great.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, can we move on to farmer's market?
Say something. Research. Could go down to 7. 1 and 2. Patient. Two people. It just happens to be. Nancy Hill and Mara Crowley. Mara is the owner of Companions.
Yeah.
Popular Companions. They're gonna make a pitch to us to what they would like, and I talked to Mara the other day. Her and Nancy are gonna be in here at our next meeting. Short and sweet presentation, about 5 to 10 minutes, she said. And it's just a proposal for a document. What they're gonna want from us, so they got some ammunition to go to city council with their proposal. They would like us to do a couple surveys at farmers market. You want to dog park or don't you? Pretty simple. And I just want to bring this up to us now, so when they do present it to us on the 17th, or on the 17th, we'll be ready to roll with it on the 20th, which used to be there. So I just,
I think this ties great. Matching because. You're like 5, 6.
yeah, that's the other thing that she's gonna have, they're gonna have that, that's your idea.
The loose dogs and Rocky Park. Some. Sure. Well, there's that.
Was it driving a golf cart?
You know, I wouldn't have been surprised if it drove itself there.
Okay, well, I feel like this might also be in our updates as far as what's gonna go on that first Sun City. So we can talk about that too. Okay, still in discussions, farmer's market.
You know, one thing to consider, because again, the next meeting by this group is gonna be 3 days before farmers market number 1. It would at least be sensible to start thinking about who may want to volunteer for that first Saturday or 2. Whether you want to commit now or be ready to commit. in 4 weeks.
Would you still handle a little sign up email that goes around to us? I think that was helpful to everyone, because when it gets desperate, some of us are like, okay.
I cannot do the 27th.
We have some. Do the 20th.
But it's going to be these.
We wanted to team up
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
and we'll just instead of splitting it, we'll just do the whole 4 hours. Okay, that's just time.
So ordinarily we just have one person.
That's what we've done.
It's just in like 2 hours.
It depends, you know, we have to,
And some people like to pair up as two.
right, just pair up for 2 hours, but we tried to keep it to where.
I'll do it with Marcus and you can be programmed.
Well, it may make sense to have 2 people there for the first one, it'll be.
Yeah. So what are the?
9-1. It's gonna be Saturday.
Now that we're.
Yes. Yeah. Depends who your buddy's with. We did one farmer's market last time. Not here. On the bid. Things,
I'll check into that.
it's our supplies, like maybe a giant easel or a.
Well, are we gonna need that this year?
I'm not saying we do,
If we use the iPad.
sure, I think that'll be an update, but there are other supplies, pens and things,
Yeah.
stuff,
Flyers.
but yeah, any of that
Now,
stuff.
that's all the cities.
Yeah, I just, and I had also mentioned last year too, like, is there some stuff that we could have, is there stuff that could be delineated to us, you know, like, we have pins, like,
We can have our own band.
we should have our own thing, even if it has nothing in it, we should have some sort of.
It'll make others feel better. if
Yeah.
it has a-
No, but what I found though is that when we, yeah,
Sounds good.
I'm doing this for Robin. I'm doing this for Robin, she really was, she cares. No, I'm standing up for Robin, who really cared about this. But no, I would say that last year too, I mean, when we were switching places and doing things, inevitably we were leaving something for the next person or,
Gotcha.
you know, your shoes from Fairburn Park or something, but it might be nice instead of us just trying to figure out who the point person in the city is that we don't know very well, to have our own thing, that might be helpful.
Well,
And,
you know.
Right. Right.
Disappear.
it just seemed like we had some instances where it would be helpful to have a thing. And whether, however that gets there and back into the responsible or if it lives here, whatever. Just a thought. Is there anything else that we felt like we needed?
Well, as far as the easel, unless there's another request to use that. I think about using the new one and, showing Lisa printout of the questions of the, survey we're talking about, at the moment, just so people can see all at once and lose the questions.
With the QR code on it?
Which all, again, we really need.
We all have like stickers on the QR code on it. Okay, great, already. We're getting magic. Anything else that we didn't have or that we found that we needed or anything, or comments from last farmer's market that you care about thinking this time around?
Things that people.
Which we can get that information.
No, but like the flyer that you created, that. We got plenty of events to be before. That would be.
Yeah, that's pretty good for.
Half sheet, people, that's what, for the most part, that's what people are looking for, but then people are coming up and asking about the road construction projects.
Right.
So having talking points for the city, statuses of those things, expected completion date, why it's taking so long. Why are my tax dollars doing this? I mean, the construction, I think, is by far. At least,
Yeah, hot topic.
yeah,
You want to
it's still, it's still.
Want to get the pretty low. So we can have Doug get David. update. It's not. Yeah, yeah, so we have.
It'd be nice to have a directory, it'd be nice to have some sort of directory, just of really basic stuff, I mean, like,
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, roads, okay, that was also, library would be a. Yeah, we can address, hopefully at that time too. Well, the thing is, hopefully it'll be resolved. And, you know, we'll have some
People will have questions.
questions about it, and hopefully we can answer, you know, instead of, because it's gonna, I gotta tell you guys, we're gonna be the, us, and hopefully the other commissions, we're gonna be the ones running the group this year. If things work out the way they are, because it won't be any city council appointment, it's probably a promise.
I think they haven't officially decided this.
It's on the books right now, so we need to get as much information, so we're in that booth, we can convey it. We can convey it to whoever is acting the budget. So instead of.
We need even just 5 or 6 bullet points from the city, like if we had, like an email went out Wednesday or Thursday. Whoever's, here's your 5 or 6 bullet points and updates, the key projects, issues that are city council being considered before city council. Affecting the city in general. If we had those to be able to talk to, that were updated, I think that would be huge. It's make a big difference.
yeah, like, point of contact.
Yeah, like, can we just get David's cell phone number?
Yeah.
Who cares, as long as they got a cell phone.
As long as they got one.
I do have the procedure. So farmer's market is 9:1. Do we need to be there early to set up?
A little bit early.
Yeah, a little bit, about 15.
Oh.
The tent itself is already set up by personnel, we just have to set up the tables. The tables are all set, we just got set out
And they're
here. Just change
sleeping bed.
sleep bag,
Definitely.
paint tent,
Nice desk.
music's right next to us.
Is that how many-
Really?
They are the same.
For Bill's information, I'll send you two things. There are several people from, connected to the city, it's not just this group. We've had people from the library there, school district, city council members who were there last year. I mean, we're not sure what they're doing for sure this time. So it's not just this group, it's
Anything else at farmer's market?
Yeah.
Okay, can we have a city hall update?
okay, fine. Did everybody get a chance to look at this by email?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna read through everything. I may add a few things that happened in the last couple of days, but just gonna hit things number by number. City council highlights, adding to, from last night's meeting, just for point of information, we're still looking at the, how to phrase the proposed, library updated ordinance. The meeting went into 11 o'clock last night, and I guess it's required by the council's rules that no meetings go past 11 o'clock. So basically, they, I guess you could say they stopped the meeting mid-meeting and tabled the rest of the action of that to the next meeting. Discussion of that one went on, it's about an hour and a half if you want to watch it. Yeah. I did mention before the meeting started, as far as a new community engagement activity, we officially signed a contract to offer yoga classes and. What else, I guess it's.
Well,
Community engagement.
oh. I don't know. That is. It's on the news. Yeah, it's on the news again.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, Q6 this morning, and they talked about the one that's up there now.
Good to know that. Yeah. And we did have a KHQ was here last night.
So is Kate, so on.
They were both here last night. I thought there were two. Or I thought there were two people from the station. Sin City, we had a training with staff here, had a follow-up here a couple days ago. Here's where we're getting into farmers market. We're developing an 11 question survey. The first 3 are just demographic questions. What year were you born? How long have you been? And then we're getting into questions about what values people have as far as the future of the city, what services are important to them, how they rank certain things. We have somewhere around 3 different survey type methods of surveys, that question right now. And my thought is, and if you have input on this, feel free to chime in. With farmers market, we will have iPads, probably 2. And we're going to set this up so that normally this question would be set up so that nobody can respond again to the same computer, which could get a little tricky if husband and wife in the same house. We may just have to disable it. But at least for farmers market days, we will disable that so that we can get as many responses as we want to on the iPad. I understand there's good internet there, so that we can pick up good Wi-Fi over there. We will have somebody, I think somebody from their IT team or possibly me, next meeting come in with an iPad and show you what the process will be, and where to find the survey and how we want people to conduct it and how to turn an iPad on, because myself, I've never used an iPad. Using one of these here. Effie knows it, my niece knows it, I don't.
You're gonna teach us.
Maybe, yeah. Me or our IT guy will teach you first.
Or the rest of us could probably figure it out.
Yeah, I think so.
We will also
Do
have,
we have the iPad?
yeah, we've had them for years, they've not been used for a while.
Oh.
I have one in my
many
desk,
years?
but
I know, that
Yeah,
was,
it's
that's
just
a
a-
very valid question. Because at some point in time, you invest, depending on how old it
Yeah.
it looked like it was the one I can't look like.
It's
Um,
already so.
Like I said, we're thinking of putting a easel with all the questions, so people can kind of get a preview of what they're getting into. We will also have a QR code to the survey, in case somebody doesn't want to spend their time at farmers market. Doing an iPad with you, you can at least scan the code, do it later. We'll get them both ways.
How long is this?
We haven't timed that out yet, but Sand City does have a feature that gives you an estimate of how long a survey.
Honestly, it should take.
It'll take them.
Oh, will?
It's
Gotta be in the group.
They're,
I'm always saying, I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
Get, people need get groups.
there are, let's say around 4 questions, maybe 5, where there is a list of 10 to maybe 15 things that's like, list your top 5 priorities. So it may take people a while to go through their, we have one we made this one that's currently set up to rank these in order of preference. We may change that to, scale 1 to 5, just to let people see things easier. It's fairly well organized right now. We're looking to have this, Mark McAvoy is we're hoping to have it ready to go online maybe by the end of this week. The first will be our promotions of that in Splash, Facebook, city's website, new people, farmers markets, and it'll be, something we're collecting data on for like at least 2 months. I think Mark has indicated going through June with this. Just collecting data based on the initial list of priorities and data requests. The city council had a retreat in March.
My biggest piece of feedback in certain that's the hardest thing doing what cities. that is state.
Mark, is there any comments you want to, Mark, any comments you wanted to make about the nature and needs and plan for the strategic plan surgery?
Sure, and I'll have to say that I'm having a really difficult time hearing anyone other than David Gaynor. It kind of cuts in and out. And so I didn't hear much of what Aaron said, and so I hope I'm not duplicating or not addressing the question. So the survey that we've put together is only this one. I'm not saying that this is going to be the model going forward. This one is designed to give the public an opportunity to either validate or not validate what the city council has come up with as its list of priorities and like future focal points, weigh in on the current set of values. I think there's a list of 8 values that are currently published in the current strategic plan. We have a vision statement that it's going to have to be updated because it's going to be mandated to be updated when we get to updating the comprehensive plan. And so that's the purpose of this round of gathering input. It's to validate those things that the council came up with so that the council can go back at some point in time and say, oh, what we came up with is exactly the same as what the community validated, or the community is telling us something fundamentally different from what we thought were our priorities. And so how do we reconcile that as we adopt a strategic plan? That's what we're trying to accomplish. Doesn't mean that we can't, do different techniques over that period of time. In this particular case, we had to start with something I'm talking Zen City. And so this seemed like an obvious place to start since we were already doing that work.
So Mark, just to carry on with that piece, I think the piece I was more concerned about, I think, and Mark Stopper brought up, was just more the amount of time it will physically take somebody to fill it out. So that's, I think that the concept and what you're speaking to is meaningful and will help the council move forward from a decision-making standpoint. I'm merely looking at it through the lens of, the local resident coming to the farmer's market booth, scanning that QR code or grabbing that iPad and filling out the survey and making sure that the data that is coming through is as meaningful as possible for the city, and making sure it's as complete as possible for the city. So that's really more than anything else where my feedback is coming from.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. And I think that there are a couple of questions that are similar. They're not exactly the same, but they're similar enough that if you don't do strategic planning, or if you don't talk to this city council regularly, you may not distinguish that they're different questions. And so, David, we may just need to look at that, because if we're not getting value from the slight distinction in the question because people don't perceive that it's a different question, why ask it? So let's take a second look at that before we launch.
Yeah, and the one other piece of feedback, just having done community surveying in the past, would be the language being used, having it not be as governmentese and being in, just standard, layman speak. Because
I think we've got that.
yeah, and I'm sure you guys have already addressed it, but I've seen governmental surveys come out before when they try and do this, and it speaks to the specific verbiage they use in the documents and everything else, which is great, and understanding that it's important. But trying to speak to, every single resident, regardless of their knowledge or understanding of government inner workings and language.
Good point. I agree. Anything else on Zen City podcast? I'm not gonna repeat everything except to thank and commend again Summer for adding another voice.
I did write those. He wrote these beautiful questions. I want to be very clear that all I contributed was showing up. But no, I really loved the library episode. I thought it was great.
What'd you like about
It was informative. We got to know something here, and it was friendly and short. Honestly, it was just like a nice little public radio version of things. It was really pleasant, and I liked learning about our library. Made me think, yeah, I should go into the library, and it gave me the time for story time that my kids are in school. It doesn't even matter, and I still care, so I can tell somebody about it. I loved it. Yeah. So thank you for it. Don't mind me. I do have somewhere to go at 7:05, but I love the podcast.
it? I'll note that Summer came in one day to do one additional recording when her voice was not good. And even then, her voice was better than mine usually is, so.
No, he has such a adorable radio voice that I truly love.
I like your voice too. I like you on there. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
The first shows we recorded were the library ones, and it turned out to be 4 shows. It was 55-minute conversation, going to divide it up into 4 shows. I was still recovering my voice after that, and I was trying to re-record certain portions later, and the quality of my voice wasn't even the same, so I just had to ditch my question part of it and just let them give the answer, because they couldn't match up audio wise. I am planning to get we've talked, we're arranging a conversation with John Walker, who's in charge with those Hometown Heroes banners. We'll have that one done coming out just before Memorial Day. Probably another library one, first part of May. We're gonna be twice a month after April. We're doing each week in April just to get interest going. Listenership wise, according to Spotify, it says we have something like 20 people have subscribed after the first 2 shows. The numbers on Spotify do not reflect the higher numbers I'm seeing on engagements through Facebook, so I'm not sure how many people have listened.
I'm just gonna ask, I think the only thing that I'm missing when I'm seeing it on Facebook is really a picture of the subjects. If we could do a little on that.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm mostly seeing the Real Lake logo one or the deep dive. I'm just saying more, just if we could do some, if you could just have a little more photography in that space, whatever that is, I think
On
that's.
Facebook?
Yeah,
We've got their pictures.
you know,
Saw their pictures and I did see the logo as well. So I think it's maybe there's something,
was being shared by the other, do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know what you're saying, 'cause I've seen the girls too.
Yeah,
And then I
right,
also have seen where you don't see the picture, you just see the logo,
right.
and I'm not really sure what.
I think it's like being shared by the city or whatever it is. I'm just saying, if you have more of that, I think we will have more.
Is that showing up that way on a cell phone or?
No, I mean, it's like your post is appropriate, but I'm saying like what's being shared by the city or something, I'm not. I would
When
just
you,
like more
when you
pictures.
click Facebook and share, it's not pulling up
Yeah,
that image,
right.
it's pulling up. the
Right.
whole-
Oh,
I just want more pictures.
No, and that's,
I would love a candid picture of you talking to them. I'm just saying, I'd love more pictures of the event itself. I think that'd be great. That's all I'm saying.
it could be just, if the logo is the first thing in his feed, that could be the first thing potentially to check through.
I just think a lot of it, we're used to seeing the Liberty Lake logo, and so sometimes we don't see that it's new content always.
is the city's logo showing up?
Yeah, no, I know, but that's not,
But when you share
yeah, when you share it, you're just getting the other
it,
thing.
so like if you take that feed, if you take that and then share it. And I've had this happen before too with things I'm doing too, which is if you share it, sometimes the actual image doesn't come through, it's just some weird header or logo.
And again, I mean, even like the one with Mark, like, I love this, it's great, it shows me what's happening, but if I had less of a advertisement graphic for it, if I had a more candid, you sitting there with the microphone in him, or something, you know, him at a desk, something like that, I just think there'd be a little more community engagement perhaps with it, so that's just a pitch, I can table it because I have somewhere to be at 7:05.
The City Academy, it's, all the information's there, we're having round 2 tomorrow night. In the news, again, Mark Casabo was one of the people quoting this nice issue of Splash, which had a full-page article, I think. This group was talking about wanting to get this group's name in the Splash. Well, we got one, we didn't have to push for it. They inquired to us, so.
Nice.
And I will say Community Engagement Commission will be mentioned in the next issue of Splash because of who they will be interviewing for that issue.
Ooh. Spoiler. Okay, anything else, anybody? Next meeting is, May 17th at 6 o'clock. Would you have anything maybe said to David? We care deeply?
Any agenda items you want us to mention now? We got the dog park schedule and the iPad demo.
Can we,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Adjourned.
Yeah. Good things, I mean.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.